So today I wanted to take some time to talk about boundaries, as I've been noticing a really interesting movement happening within the personal growth space, where a lot of people are talking about boundaries, but there seems to be a misunderstanding going on with how they help and whether they are actually facilitating our growth or in fact our stagnation. So I wanted to start from the offset and say I completely get the idea of boundaries. I once very much lived by them, I loved them, and I thought they were great. They are sold as a way of maintaining healthy relationships and personal well-being by helping us to define what is acceptable and unacceptable behaviour from others and protecting our mental and emotional health. Essentially, the narrative is that boundaries are about communicating your needs and limits to other people. And because this is the internet and there will always be someone who gets triggered and pipes up, I will just say that I am not advocating for abusive, manipulative or coercive behaviour. I think we can all agree that it's not cool to go around punching people in the face or tell someone over and over again that they're worthless. Whether or not you want to call that a boundary or just human decency is up to you. But what I've really noticed in the wellness space is an overemphasis on boundaries that may have led many of us into a state of total lack of responsibility and a complete dependency on other people for how we feel. They've become a way of trying to control and micromanage our environment and the people around us, often very self-centered, embedding us deeply in the idea that our experiences and our opinions are the be-all and end-all of the universe, and poised to coerce others into acting in ways that we want, without regard for the fact that they are different humans with their own experiences and opinions. But really trying to mould others into our idea of how the world should be is not really any better than them not meeting our expectations to begin with. Boundaries are being sold now to the degree that it's become socially acceptable to declare what other people are and aren't allowed to talk about in front of you. People have crossed boundaries for arranging their birthday dinner in a restaurant that one person finds too noisy, or for holding a different political opinion. But the truth is, you cannot micromanage your entire world and all the people in it, and believing that you can is exhausting, and it leads people into a very fragile state where they often cannot cope with their world and reality. And no matter how clear we think our boundaries are, they will be broken, and half the time people won't even know they've crossed a line because no one can or should second guess every single expectation we have. When we rely on boundaries to protect our peace, we start to build walls around ourselves. These walls can quickly become prisons, isolating us and making us feel overly sensitive to any perceived infringement. Instead of fostering healthy relationships, we find ourselves in regular conflict, feeling more isolated and more misunderstood. So what is the alternative? How can we protect our peace without imprisoning ourselves in rigid boundaries? The key lies in taking responsibility over giving it away, neutralising our triggers and addressing their root causes rather than trying to control the world so we never see them arise. Triggers are those emotional reactions that we have to certain situations or behaviours, and they stem from the beliefs and opinions that we hold and attach to about past experiences. When we set boundaries to avoid these triggers, we're essentially trying to control the external world to protect our internal state. But the truth is, the world is unpredictable and people will act in ways that we can't foresee or control. So instead of relying on boundaries, we can choose to look inward and heal the root causes of our triggers. Yes, this work demands more of us in the short term, but it quickly becomes a route to freedom and lasting joy. The more we release ourselves from our triggers, the more we can enjoy life and every experience without the worry that something is going to go wrong. Healing our triggers is a transformative journey. It requires patience and compassion for ourselves, but as we do this work, we start to notice a shift. We become less reactive, more understanding, and more at peace regardless of what's happening around us. If a certain behaviour from a partner triggers feelings of rejection or inadequacy, instead of setting a strict boundary to avoid that behaviour, we can realise that it stems from an unrelated and now irrelevant point in the past and choose to let it go, leaving us free to enjoy the present moment. We know that there's nothing inherently wrong with our partner's behaviour because somebody else could experience the same behaviour and feel loved or pleased. So why hold on to stories from the past that don't serve us anymore? This allows us to live life with flexibility and with mutual respect and understanding, not with rigid walls meant to keep us safe from our own emotions, but really damaging our ability to experience the world and all of its wonder. If you really feel the need to set boundaries, how about setting constructive ones for yourself, not ones that require control and management of the world outside and the people in it? For example, I am responsible for how I feel. It is up to me to manage and free myself from day-to-day triggers. Other people don't have to conform to my expectations. I will learn to tell the difference between what is real and my idea of it. This simple way of reframing boundaries can help you shift from a mindset of control to one of true personal growth. Remember that true freedom comes from within, not from trying to control the world around us.